Now, next up for everyone is a company coming in hot. This is Pasinex Resources Limited. This is a zinc powerhouse shaking up the mining world with scale, with precision and ambition that cannot be ignored. So leading that charge is Dr. Larry Seeley, Executive Chairman, a market-moving strategist who turns big visions into concrete. Hello, Larry. It's great to see you.
Good to see you, Lindsay. Nice to be here.
Absolutely. So I'm going to hand over the mic to you, and the floor is yours. Tell us your story.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say good afternoon and good morning to all the participants. And also, it's a pleasure to be here on this international forum and telling you about the Pasinex story. So I'm going to now share my screen. And I think everyone can see this. Just to let you know, this is the 541 adit of our Penargazoo mine, which is Horzame-S, which was our joint venture, but we've now owned 100% of this. This is one of 4 adits that was into this mine. And the story is all about mining phenomenally high-grade zinc, 35 to 40%. And this ends up in low economic risk, low capital required for doing this, and quick to cash flow. So first of all, a disclaimer. It's going to be forward-looking statements here and also future-oriented discussions. And so there's a risk-reward involved. And so both the disclaimer as well as this presentation is on the Pasinex website. So if one wants to look at some of the slides again, they can do that. There's further slides as well. So we've been rolling up step by step this high-grade zinc deposits, particularly in Turkey, running 14 to 24% in Nevada, but 25 to 50% zinc in Turkey. And over the past 5 months, we've had some significant steps. First of all, we closed the acquisition of our joint venture partner shares in Horzame-S, so that we now own 100% of Horzame-S and also the Penargazoo mine. And also the equipment came with that, as well as people, personnel, mine managers, mine engineers, miners, health and safety people, and so on. And we also closed the option agreement we had on Seri Kaya, the project in this north of Penargazoo, which we had an option on. And this was closed at the end of September. And so we now own 100% of that. Further, we had shareholder debt conversion at 7.5 cents back in July of over $2 million Canadian. And we also have a private placement that's in process of over 2 million. And again, at 7.5 cents, and we expect to close that in October. So here is my favorite slide. The value of ore in the ground, the intrinsic value, we see as the most important step and factor in becoming viable and profitable in this mining business. Grade, and 50% zinc grade, which is what we're mining in Penargazoo, is equivalent to about $1,300 per ton, or about 13% copper. This is also now about 11 grams of gold. And you can see also 40% is $1,000 US and 30% is about $800. So this is the prime driver to profitability. Many zinc operations are down in the 10% range or even lower, so putting it economically at further risk. And this is one of the main reasons why I and my family and so on are investing in Pasinex, is because of this high value ore in the ground. We've had significant experience at Pasinex in Turkey over the past 10 years. We produced over 160 million pounds of zinc, 125 million Canadian dollars in sales and cumulative EBITDA of over 60 million. We mined over 200,000 tons of zinc material, grading 30 to 50% zinc. We also did 99,000 meters of drilling. This is diamond core drilling, and 17 kilometers of adit development. So we've developed significant experience in Turkey and in this kind of business. The economic factors here is that the mining costs are in the range of 200 to 300 US dollars per ton. So you can see that there's a tremendous margin, is in the range of 30 to 50% after tax. And we have low capital costs. The deposits are readily available through adits and declines, and it's quick to cash flow. And we have this high grade is immediately profitable. As soon as we see high grade and we see a few thousand tons, we know that we can go after that and be profitable in doing that with short capital paybacks. So high grade is low economic risk. In addition to that, we have ESG. Underground mining is what we're doing. So we have low environmental footprint. All our operations has infrastructure of roads, mostly paved roads, electricity and water right next to it. These licenses, exploration and operation permits are in place. We have good employee relations. Everybody wants to work with Pasinex. We have good community relations, for instance, working with schools and teaching children about mining. We have good government relations with the ministries. Everyone knows Pasinex in Turkey. And we brought in an international safety management system to ensure, and bringing that into place so everyone knows about what Pasinex is doing in this particular area, and particularly in training programs for miners and mechanics and electricians and safety and health people and so on. And we're close to cities and ports. It's a tremendous place to be. The political jurisdiction in Turkey really wants mining. We have good mining laws in places and good processes with the ministries. And what has happened in Turkey is in the past, there's been many family small-scale mining going on with high-grade outcrops. Pasinex, because of its reputation, and also we have an excellent exploration team that has been developed there, that people are often bringing projects to us. Family owners, in passing down to their children, the children often do not want to be in mining, and so there's an opportunity for them to sell to get on a royalty, and this is an opportune time to look at this. And also, there's been very little drilling and almost no geophysical studies done in many, many areas. So our first project I want to talk about is Serikaya. This is in the Valley region. There's at least 50 lead zinc occurrences in this particular area at shallow depths, and there's very limited drilling, very little modern techniques. Just to let you know, Serikaya stands for yellow rock, and here we are. You can see where Adana is and where we're located as well. So Serikaya has roads and electrical power right next to the license. It's about 40 kilometers east of the valley, and the Centera gold mine is right near the valley. So there's substantial mining infrastructure and understanding by all the local people and governments and so on. So this Serikaya project is brought to us by our exploration team. Because they were involved with many licenses throughout Turkey, they thought this was one of the best, if not the best, license available in Turkey. Over this 2.8 kilometer range here, there's several zinc lead outcrops of very high grade. There's old workings. There's zinc carbonate showing up in various seams. And what took place here is we had discussions starting 2 years ago, but the owner decided to do some drilling, and our exploration people told him where to drill, and he found some zinc, high-grade zinc immediately in drilling. So in the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025, he put in this adit and basically started mining. This is his mining adit. And you can see a face here that has high-grade zinc sulfide. It's running 40 to 50% zinc and zinc carbonate. He did about 1,500 meters of drilling and did 180 meters of this adit, and mined about 2,500 tons in the period of end of 24 to the beginning of 25. And our option agreement allowed him to continue mining up until the end of April of this year. The option agreement was to purchase this property for 2.6 million. And we have paid now, up until the end of August, we paid 350,000 towards that. And we made another payment at the end of September of $250,000. And now the shares of Iden Technique, which owns Serikaya, is owned by 100% by Pasinex. We're still waiting for a MAPAG approval for this, but we're expecting this to take place shortly. So there's a remaining 2 million to be paid, and this will be paid over in stage installments in an agreement with Iden Technique until the end of June 2027. In addition to that, what we're planning to do now, since we have this, is that in this adit, we will go underground and develop some 3D models of just that particular area of the geology, as well as both the zinc carbonate and zinc sulfide areas, because in this mining, it's also identified that there's significant ore just below this adit. So what we're going to be doing is doing a three-dimension model of this in the next couple of months, and then we're putting in drills to drill this a few holes to basically show where this high-grade ore body is, and then we're going to be putting in about a 90-meter adit into this, and so this will take place in, let's call it, the first quarter of 2026, and we will be getting to mine this ore that has been found here in the second quarter. So we believe this will be direct shipping ore, and it will be quite profitable. And we know that there's at least a few thousand tons, which means a few million dollars of revenue here. In addition to that, because there's winter in this particular area of January, February, March, we will then start in April, we'll start structural mapping of this whole site, which has never been done, along with looking at further rock sampling, and we may be doing some ground induced polarization, resistivity work, and some ground magnetics. But from that, we will decide where we want to put in some exploration adits. There'll be more adits going into this property, and from that, we will then also do further drilling. And potentially, just in one particular outcrop, when we opened it up, we had a whole face of zinc. So we may start other adits to start mining as well. And this would take place, in the third and fourth quarter, let's call it, of 2026. So this, we are intending to carry out a significant drilling program. It's believed that this is not just, we're using the mining for, let's call it, self-financing, but we expect that this could potentially be a large deposit. And so we will be developing underground and drilling sites and going after this as well as mining. So the exploration budget is about 1.5 million, of which most of it is going to be in exploration adits, diamond drilling, and that will take place particularly mostly starting in the second and third and fourth quarter of next year. Our second project, which is equally as important, is Penargazu, which is the Horzum AS that we now own 100% of. Just to give you an idea, this is a face that's 3 meters by 3 meters. It's solid, it's 50% zinc. And this is the adit that was going into this ore body, which went in about a half a kilometer. And we're mining presently at the end of this, 50% zinc. While it's on a smaller scale because of the lack of exploration that's taken place over the last, let's call it 2 years, a year and a half, we will be increasing that significantly now that we own 100%. We will also increase the number of people. At one point, we had 125 people in this mine, but we will we'll grow it up again to about 50 people. We have now in the range of 25 to 30 people at this point. So just to give you an idea of Penarguzu, that's been operating for now 10 years, we had the zinc carbonate deposit near the surface, around the 800 meters to 600-meter range. And then in drilling, we found this high-grade 50% zinc section here, and we put in an adit, 541 adit here into this, and have been mining that, and that's what where the mining is going on at the present. But we also have drilled some drilling deeper and found high-grade zinc further down on this kind of line here, and we will be putting in an adit spiral down into this. And as we do that, we expect that we're going to hit more high-grade zinc in that. So over the next, we'll be initiating that quite soon. This will take several months to put this spiral down, but we'll see what kind of sections we hit as we go. Our people believe that we can do this for 1.2 million US dollars, but I think we're going to budget 2 million, but some of it will be self-financing. We already know, we're already mining. We already know we have some cash flow here, so we will have some of that for that cost. And our third project, which is right next to Penarguzu, is Akaya, white rock is what it means. It's a very large license. Here is Penarguzu, and you can see this pink, which is this banded anchorite marble alteration, which is what this zinc, high-grade zinc sulfide is associated with. So these high-grade fluids of zinc have come into this area. We think this is a carbonate hosted or carbonate replacement deposit, and the high temperature fluids have changed the calcium carbonate, which is limestone, into marble, which is also calcium carbonate. And the indication of marble, and particularly this banded anchorite marble, is indicators of where the zinc is. And we have had some holes drilled here, and there's basically marble everywhere, and we expect this to be a significant license for exploration and development in the future. So in this particular project, we're just going to look at understanding the structures. We'll possibly do some geophysical ground magnetics. We're going to drill for the hydrothermal system, and then we're going to put in exploration adits again to do underground drilling. And just to let you know, in Penarguzu, we now have an adit that's only about 200 meters from Akaya, and we're intending to extend that adit into Akaya and continue exploration drilling from underground. And our fourth project is Gunman Project in Nevada. This project we own 51% of at this time in a joint venture with Century Lithium. We have earned more than our 51%, and we can have continuous discussions on this. This area of where we have had these claims, Bronco Creek has surrounded us with claims, and Bronco Creek is a part of Eurasia, so there's quite a lot of interest in this. In addition, just across the valley is Bald Mountain, where Kinross has its gold operation. And in the past, there's been almost 44 meters of 14% zinc and 13.7 meters at 26.1% zinc and 5.6 ounces of silver. And this brings you back up to the $800 per ton, type of range. So when we did some drilling here a couple of years ago, when we were looking at this, we found that as we got down into about 80 to 90 meters, we hit sulfides. So we believe this is another carbonate hosted deposit. And this is zinc sphalerite that's hosted in a breccia matrix. And subsequently, this is very interesting. Could be a significant indication of future potential here. So what we have done is completed a helicopter magnetic survey of over 2,000 or 200 kilometer lines. We've completed 453 samples of mobile metal ion soil sampling, and we completed over 2,000 stations of ground gravity. So we did a considerable amount of geophysics on this site, and we've developed a drilling program for 3,000 meters and 17 holes. We haven't started that drill program yet due to, again, financing, but there's 1 to 3 areas that we really want to look into. One is a low resistivity dome between, we call it the central zone and the south zone. This dome is down about 150 meters, and it's indicating that this low resistivity means high conductivity, which could be then sulfides. And so we want to put some holes into this. In addition to that, through the geochemistry, we found very high extensive copper mobile metal ion geochemistry on what is called Copper Hill, and we want to put several holes into that. And we also have high gold MMI geochemistry in the north zone, and we want to put some holes into that. So there has been, we'll eventually have some discussion here on 100% ownership of Gunman as well. So that brings us to the point where Pasinex is on its road. We have high capabilities in exploration and mining, commercial sales, transportation, logistics, health and safety management, environmental stewardship, employee training, community and government relations, corporate and operations management, and public company reporting, and in both Turkey and Canada. And we enjoy good relations with government, local communities, and we have a tremendously good exploration team, which is absolutely key to this kind of business where we're looking at high-grade zinc. So I think I'll leave it at that, and Lindsay, I'll turn it over to you.
Perfect. Great presentation. Thank you so much. There is a few questions that have come in for sure. So we're going to start right from the very top here. What projections for earnings per share shall we expect for 2026 as a result of the deal altogether?
Well, 2026 will be a transition year. We will be starting production, we hope, at Sarikaya in the second quarter. But we'll be talking about revenues possibly in the 1 to 2 million range. In Penargusu, we will probably continue at in the same type of range until we get down to this higher grade. But as we go further than 1 year, we believe that we'll be getting up to the range of where we were previously in Penargusu, up to the 20 million per year range in revenues, and the same thing applies to Sarikaya, something in that range. So that's what our objective would be in 2027, and ongoing into 2028 could even be higher than that.
So there's actually a question that came in around the current financing then. You have current financing around the 2.5 mil Canadian. Is that sufficient to advance those 2 projects that you just spoke of? Or do you anticipate a need for additional funding? And if so, then how much do you intend to raise?
This will take us through to the end of this year. We have in our deal with Sarikaya, we have a $500,000 US payment to make in December. So we'll be continue this development. we believe that we will need to raise further money, and we're looking at several banks that we're looking at the present time, and we're also looking at further equity. So with regard to financing, we see mine development and equipment, we would finance through bank financing. But when we look at exploration and working capital and so on, well, we want to do that through equity. So the combination, so we're looking at, when we talk about bank financing, we're looking at 5 million. That would be very much sufficient. And we perhaps will look at 2.5 million up on equity financing as well, but that would take place later.
So let's talk about one of your press releases regarding the consolidation of 100% ownership of the Horzum. I believe I'm saying that right. You mentioned that the equipment belonging to that project will be allocated between the parties with the equipment essential to the community of the project mining operations. Now, the question here, has ACK Metal honored that agreement, and do you have access to the necessary tools and machines to continue and potentially expand operations?
Yeah, so this was a highly significant negotiated area because ACK Metal was continuing to mine in another area on zinc, and they were using some of our equipment. So we managed to get a deal where certain equipment remains with Horzum AS and certain equipment went to them in this deal. Presently, we have enough equipment to carry on. We have 2 underground drills and a surface drill. We have several other loaders and trucks and so on, underground trucks, etc., drills, etc. So presently, we have enough. For Sarikaya, we will need equipment, and we will be going after that probably through this bank financing that we're looking at.
Okay. Next question up is what will happen to the Mylar license? I'm probably completely botching the names of your projects, so I'm so sorry, but what will happen with this license?
That license, we own it 100%. We will keep it, and it's right next to Penargazoo again. It's a license that has had very little exploration done on it, and subsequently, as our exploration team gets let's call it rebuilt, we will then look at Mylar and decide whether we'll do some structural analysis, mapping there, and we'll also look at some other outcrops, etc., and possibly some geochemistry, and we will look at whether Mylar should have continued exploration or whether we should drop it. But I think right now we would attempt to find it. It's right next to Penargazoo.
That's a great answer. Now I'm going to leave it off with one last question. You have multiple projects on the table right now. Which asset do you see as a game changer, and really why should investors bet on that one right now?
Well, Sarikaya is we think is a game changer because we believe it's got a significant ore body, and it's high grade. But we still have to drill that to prove that. But we think that is I think the real game changer. However, Penargazoo could easily also be a game changer because this is a carbonate replacement deposit. What is being mined now is what we call in the chimneys and mantos. There's a source to this zinc. The marble, we're at the 500-meter level, and this marble goes down to what we call zero. So there's 500 meters below where we are that has marble. And marble is the indicator mineral for these zinc deposits. So we're expecting potential at depth at Penargazoo as well, but we got to get there as well. So that could be another game changer. And that's the reason why we're in this business, is for these game changers. So this what we're doing now is profitable. It's produces cash, but we want to go for the game changer. That's what we want.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for all of this. Where can we find you? I mean, tell me, what's your website? Where are you trading? What's your ticker symbols?
So our website is www.pasinex.com.
Mhm.
And we are on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange under PNX, and we're on the Canadian Stock Exchange under PSE.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope that everybody got all the information they need here. Go check them out. And that's it for Larry right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.